Back at you this week with a little bit more update on body positioning and posture. We've gone through, and again, in the last videos we sent out, I let Shell go ahead and send it out, even though we were missing some of the top of my head. But that's again part of the focus is to be on the legs, and so I thought, well, hopefully that's where we're going to be thinking. So. We talked last week about the importance of the position of the knee on the first and second toe. It's very important also that along with that, as we started at the very beginning, to pull the shoulders back and down so that we're in good posture. All right, this again activates everything all the way through the core of the body. The knees on the first and second toe, shoulders pulled back and down. All right, we talked then about the movement pattern of the knee. No matter how you're moving the foot, toe in, toe out, whatever the foot position is, we need to keep that knee on the first and second toe. With that done, we now will activate all the power center of the body. This includes all your abdominal area. This includes, again, the glutes. They're all going to be in activation mode. It's important that you keep these things in mind. Body position will integrate the whole body. If you have the body out of position, then there's certain areas that are not going to be involved, and consequently the power or the explosiveness is not going to be there. Plus, when you're training, you're not training the whole body as you should be. Again, isolated movements can still be integrated into the whole body being used for that without you destroying the specific individual area that you're working on. All right, going from there, then we want to talk about movement patterns. Knee on the first and second toe. All right, we want to talk about the hip then. All right, is always going to be moving towards the center of the body. All right, Paul Brown, I'll never forget, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Most everything that's going on in football or has gone on in football had its origination in, again, what Paul Brown started at Massillon High School in Massillon, Ohio. So, and then followed through with many of the other great coaches that work with him. So we want to talk about the movement of the knee now and the hip into the center of the body. Paul Brown always talked about building your team from the center out. The same thing is true with the body. Build it from the center line out. And this way you're going to, again, get the most efficiency in no matter what exercise you do. Again, it's not important with the exercise as much as the correct basic fundamentals of executing that exercise. All right, so we want the hip then moving towards the center line along with the knee as well on the first and second toe, and moving towards the center line in the front, and then powering through the ground through your triple joint extension, which we're going to talk about more extensively in the next video, but powering through the foot all the way through so that the posterior chain of the hip is also going to the midline of the posterior part of the body. So this is important. If you watch the athlete from behind, you'll see whether this is truly being done. Again, it's important not so much the follow through. I watch a lot of people do rotation exercises. I watch them do triple joint extension. They're more concerned about the follow through than they are the drive through. If the drive through is there, you're going to have follow through. And this is a mistake that many people make in doing these types of exercises and, again, executing your triple joint extension. So main point today is knee on the first and second toe, bringing the knee towards and the hip pointer towards the center line of the body, and then executing a powerful push into the ground and extending from the heel toe, either outside of the foot if the toe's in, or again, the inside of the foot, heel toe, if the toe is turned out. Knee on the first and second toe. All right, driving through so that the hip, okay, is going to come all the way to the center part of the body in the back. The butt cheek is also going to come to the center part of the body in the posterior chain. All right, so these are the things that we want to emphasize in basic fundamental movements. I don't care what the exercise is. Shoulders back and down, toe with the knee on the first and second toe, the hip, and everything moving towards the center line of the body in the anterior chain and also in the posterior chain.